Hey everyone, this is Trending Live with another interesting experiment. So back in 2024, I bought a 3D printer, the Creality Ender 3. I used it for a while, but eventually, it ended up sitting somewhere and collecting dust. Recently, I thought, why not start using it again? But then I remembered one small problem. Filament isn't exactly cheap. A 1 kilogram spool can cost around $30. Then I came across people making 3D printer filament from plastic bottles. And I thought, wait a minute, why can't I make one myself? So that's exactly what we're going to try today. First, we'll build a simple plastic bottle strip cutter, and then we'll try passing that plastic strip through a heated glue gun nozzle to turn it into something that can potentially be used as 3D printer filament. Will this actually work, or am I about to completely destroy my 3D printer? Well, there's only one way to find out, so what are we waiting for? Let's get started. To cut the bottle into a thin, continuous strip, I'm going to use my old precision box cutter. The reason I'm using this one is pretty simple. The blade is sharp and thick, so it shouldn't bend when the plastic bottle is pulled through it. I also have some old spare blades lying around. As you can see, some of them are pretty badly rusted, but surprisingly, they're still very sharp and should do the job just fine. But be careful here, rusty or not, these blades are sharp, and you can easily cut yourself while handling them. And if you're wondering about that tetanus shot, well, if it's been around 10 years, it's probably worth checking with a doctor whether you're due for a booster. Anyway, the blade already has a hole in it, which is perfect. I can simply pass a screw through the hole and use it to hold the blade firmly in place. You could also use regular cutter blades for this. The only problem is that most of them don't have a convenient mounting hole like this one, so you'll need a screw with a larger head to hold the blade securely. Now that we have the blade sorted, let's see if we can actually turn a plastic bottle into a nice, continuous strip. Now we need something to hold the bottle firmly in place. I have this small block of wood and a thick metal rod. The idea is pretty simple. I'll put the bottle onto the rod so it can rotate freely while I pull the plastic through the cutter. To mount the rod, I'll drill a hole right through the center of this wooden block and fit the rod into it. Nothing too complicated, at least that's the plan. So let's get started. I have my Stanley 550-watt drill ready, which should have more than enough power for this small block of wood. I've selected a drill bit that's slightly thinner than the metal rod, because I want the rod to fit snugly inside the hole. But there's one important thing here. Don't try to hold this small block with your hand while drilling. As the drill bit goes deeper, if it suddenly catches the wood, it can make the entire block spin with the drill. And because this block is so small, you could easily hurt your hand. So instead of taking that risk, I'm going to place the block firmly against the wall and drill it there. It might not look like much, but one small mistake with a power tool is enough to turn a simple DIY project into a trip to the hospital. Since the drill bit is slightly thinner than the rod, I'm going to move the drill around a little to make the hole slightly wider. I don't want to make the hole too tight, because if I have to force the rod in, there's a good chance I'll crack the wood. Alright, the hole is done. Now let's put the rod in. And there we go. The rod is fitting nicely, and it's holding the block pretty firmly. Wait a minute, I think I just accidentally made a wooden hammer. Well, at least it looks like one. But that's not what we're here for. Let's continue and see if this thing can actually become our bottle-to-filament machine. Now I'm going to mount the blade using a screw with a flat head. You can see the difference between these two screws. This one has a tapered head, so if I use it, the blade will sit at an angle and won't stay properly in place. That's why I'm using the flat base screw. I'll leave a small gap underneath the blade, so the plastic strip has enough space to pass through. And to make sure the blade doesn't move or slide forward, I'll use another screw to stop the tip of the blade. So with one screw holding the blade and another acting as a stopper, the blade should stay exactly where we want it. Now I have this plastic bottle. It's a little dirty, so first I'll give it a good clean. I'll also remove the label because I don't want it getting in the way while we're cutting the bottle into a strip. But there's one problem. The bottom of the bottle is already damaged. I'm not sure if that's going to cause trouble. I have also created a small notch, which will become our starting point to cut. So let's put the bottle onto our homemade setup, position it against the blade, and now comes the moment of truth. Let's see if this thing can actually cut a continuous plastic strip. So I tried cutting the bottle, and well, the strip came out uneven. At first, I wasn't sure what was going wrong. Then I noticed the problem. The nut I was using was too small, so the bottle kept sliding down toward the bottom edge of the blade. And that part of the blade isn't sharp, so instead of getting a clean, continuous strip, the bottle was jumping between the sharp and blunt sections. The fix is pretty simple. I'm adding a washer here to give the bottle a larger surface to push against and keep it aligned with the sharp edge of the blade. Alright, let's try this again. Hopefully, this time we get a nice, even strip. But still no luck. The strip is definitely better, but the bottle is still moving around, so I need to make one more change. This time, I'm adding a proper guide. I'll put another screw here with a small tube around it. The tube will act like a guide and keep the bottle in the correct position as I pull it through the blade. Basically, instead of letting the bottle decide where it wants to go, I'm going to force it to behave. Let's make this modification and see if we can finally get a clean, even strip. You can see there's still quite a large gap here, so the bottle has too much room to move around. Let me add another nut to narrow down the guide. This should keep the bottle much more stable and prevent it from wandering away from the blade. Alright, let's tighten it up and give it another try. The gizmo is finally working, guys. It's cutting smooth as butter. After all those failed attempts, we finally have a clean, continuous plastic strip coming out. Now, let's see if I can pull the entire bottle through this thing without the strip breaking. Here we go. So we finally have a nice bunch of plastic strips here. Now comes the interesting part. Let's try to pass this through my glue gun and see if we can turn this flat strip into something more like 3D printer filament. First, I'll make a sharp cut at one end and fold it over a few times. This should make the first few centimeters stronger, so I can actually push it through the glue gun. I also have my pliers ready because if the strip gets stuck inside, I'm going to need them to pull it out. Alright, let's feed it in. The tip hasn't come out yet. Let me pull it from the other side. And there's the problem, the glue gun is really hot. The plastic has already started melting, even though it was inside for only a few seconds. So this isn't going exactly as planned. I'll cut off the melted section, sharpen the end again, and fold it to make it stronger. This time, I'll also make a small notch just below the tip. That way, I can hook a piece of wire onto it and use the wire to pull the plastic through the glue gun. Let's try this again, because apparently, this bottle isn't going to turn itself into filament. I have this piece of wire folded in half. I'll feed it through the glue gun from the nozzle side. And there it is. It has come out from the other end. Now I'll attach the tip of the plastic strip to this wire and slowly pull it through. And look at that. The flat plastic strip is actually coming out as a round filament. But there's a trick here. You have to pull it slowly and steadily. If you pull too fast, the plastic doesn't have enough time to take the proper shape, and the filament comes out uneven. And honestly, pulling this by hand isn't exactly ideal. The plastic coming out is hot, and I definitely don't want to burn my fingers while trying to make 3D printer filament. So I think I already know what the next upgrade is. I'm going to build a gear motor assembly that can pull the filament automatically. No more pulling by hand. Let the machine do the work. Well, remember when I said don't pull the filament too fast? Yeah, this is exactly why. Instead of curling properly as it came out, the filament has curled outward and created this nasty fold right here. And unfortunately, this isn't going to pass through the 3D printer. So now we have two problems to solve. The first one is getting the filament out of the glue gun at a constant and controlled speed. For that, I'm going to build another gizmo using a gear motor that can pull the filament automatically. But the second problem is more interesting. What do we do with this fold? Can we somehow remove it? And if a fold appears somewhere along the filament, can we fix it? I've already tried passing the filament through the glue gun again, but that didn't really help. So that's where we're going to stop for today. But this experiment is definitely not over yet. In the next video, we'll try to fix this mess and build an automatic filament pulling mechanism. Stay tuned, and let's see if we can actually turn this plastic bottle into usable 3D printer filament.